Hope everybody is loving my new ring light. I don't know. I've got this thing now when I'm filming that I really like being outside at the moment. I don't know. It just brings a little bit of an energy. So you're probably watching this video going, "Where is she now with the palm trees in the background?" But for those of you that are listening on audio, sorry for the lack of visual. But I've just decided that my podcasting and my YouTube videos will now be fully recorded outside in the best lighting that you could ever imagine. So, welcome to the broadcast, guys. I thought I would do or have a little bit of a conversation with you guys today about difficulty. And I think that, in business, we're often told that business is hard, everything's hard, and I'm going to put my hand up and say, I say it all the time. Like, I'm always talking to business owners and people in the industry about the perils, the pitfalls, the challenges, the emotional turmoil attached to, being in business life is real. And I think that there's a real normalization of that, even though I do feel like sometimes it's, when you look at social media and things like that, it's probably not as common to see people acknowledging the realness of business difficulty in an open forum. Like, there's often some smoke screens and mirrors around that, but definitely behind the scenes, when you're connecting with people, having conversations, industry events, maybe the intimacy of industry pages and groups, and you definitely feel the experience of difficulty and hardness and challenge when it comes to business life. But, the question that has really come to light in the last couple of months for me is, when is hard too hard? Because it is somewhat normalized that if you want to live a life of, in my opinion, business should be providing you with freedom and wealth and all of these big ticket items in terms of lifestyle and opportunity, right? That doesn't come easy, right? It doesn't come easy to get those fruits in life. But when is difficulty too much? And I often have conversations with business owners where, they get to a point where they go, I don't really know whether this is what I want to do anymore. Like, this is harder than what I'm willing to endure. When obviously business owners come to the end of the line and they just think, it seems to me that no matter which way I do this, it's just not really working out. And maybe I don't want to do the team thing anymore or have staff, and, because it just doesn't seem to work out, so I'm going to cut my losses and change direction. And it's really fascinating. And I'll bring up two experiences that I've had. One's around weight loss, and I did a little post the other day that got huge engagement. And the other one was about my business experience last year. And in fact, it's not even the first time I've had real tension in business. I've had it a couple of times. I had it in my skin clinic, and then I had it in the business that I was running last year under a franchise model. And I think that there's a degree of acknowledging that business is hard, but when you're on a trajectory or a pathway that doesn't seem to be offering any sense of relief, or when you actually start to experience that pathway in a very burnout style, unhappy, miserable type energy, I think that is a red flag that potentially that pathway is not the right pathway for you. And I put on my post the other day that I think the gauge on this, because it's so hard, it's like, well, I don't know, when is enough enough? Because what we're doing is hard, and you've got to be exceptional, to be able to get these fruits of business in terms of wealth and freedom of lifestyle and all of that sort of stuff. It's not, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So when do I know? And I think that happiness really does need to be the gauge for that. So, all last year I had a baby in February and I'm a reasonably fit and healthy person, but I was 10 kilos overweight post birth. And honestly, it has literally been like pulling my own eyeballs out to even lose 1 kilo, like next level shit. I train every day, I eat healthy. And I said in the post that I popped up the other week that um, I got to the end of last year, 2023, and just I didn't know what else to do. Like, I was eating well under the calorie intake. I was training. I wasn't overdoing it on cardio. I'm super mindful of cortisol because I know cortisol has definitely been something that's wreaked havoc in my body historically. Absolutely, high impact, high stress businesses, and maybe not investing in enough self care historically. That's definitely not me now with the work lifestyle and what I do around managing that. But it just wasn't moving. And, I was getting to the point where I was saying to my trainers and, people involved in my health and fitness last year, I honestly don't know what else to do. Like, I feel like I'm doing all the things. And part of me just, sometimes I felt like they thought I was lying, like that I was eating unhealthy on the weekends, or like I literally just had no explanation whatsoever for what I was doing. And then, so I go away for 5 weeks. I absolutely love traveling. You know, don't get me wrong, it is not easy with an 11-month-old. When you see all the amazing, fun Instagram videos and pictures, that's a quarter of it. It is challenging with a baby, but the payoffs are make up for the challenges of changing time zones and her not having adequate nutrition in terms of international cuisines and all the pitfalls, the bad nappies that leak overnight. I think that I really feel at my freest, my most calm, my most relaxed, my most aligned when I'm traveling. And when I was away for the 5 weeks, I lost weight, which completely blew my mind because I just, I wasn't, before Christmas, I was literally like, can't eat this, can't eat that, oh, very restricted, and I just let go of that. I just let go. And I thought, you know what? I didn't really exercise a lot either. I did a bit of walking, definitely in the first part of the holiday. But to be honest, the second part of the holiday, where we were staying in Thailand, there was traffic, like there wasn't really footpaths, like I couldn't get down to the beach because it was all rocky, and there wasn't really opportunity to do exercise even in the last 2 weeks. And I got home and I'd lost weight, and I'm just like, that is absolutely mind-boggling to me, you know. And I come to reflect on, well, why is that the case? What is the difference between the 5 weeks before Christmas when I was absolutely smashing myself and the 5 weeks after Christmas when I just let it go and I went, what will be, will be. I'm just going to be my normal healthy self. I'm just going to do what I want to do and be happy for that time and worry about it when I get back. I let it go. I suppose to a certain degree, and I don't know how many out you are energetically or universally, the universe aligned or belief in that. I suppose you could say I just let it go to the universe. I just went, what will be, and put my faith and my trust that what's meant to happen will happen. And the fat released. So it really begs the question of, when you're pushing hard and you're facing a lot of tension, a lot of resistance. I had similar experiences in business. It got to a point in my skin clinic, obviously COVID. We did well in COVID. Coming out of COVID, that was the problem. And it just become so tense and so resistant, and that, and then again, if we look at the happiness gauge, it wasn't there. So I had to decide that I need to move on. I need to change vehicles. I need to sell because it's not bringing me joy anymore. You know. And then last year again, also operating under a certain business model, I just got to the point where I'm like, this is actually not fun anymore. And again, lots of tension, lots of resistance around what I was doing. And, around every corner, there just didn't seem to be a break or an opportunity for the effort and the work that I was putting in. So I think that my messaging in all of this is, I think intuitively you really need to tune into when is hard too hard. And this is not a call to action in terms of, oh, maybe you should just give up on things and change direction. No. Like, I think that you do need to undergo a degree of turmoil and challenge and difficulty when you're trying to do hard things, like live a free lifestyle and live in financial abundance and have a business that operates without you, and all of those, hallmark moments of being a successful business owner. But I think that there is also a superpower in being able to recognize when possibly the pathway that you're on is not the right pathway and you need to change direction. And honestly, I want to get better at that, and I think that it's going to be a forever skill. And I think that there'll be some moments where I'm quick to pick it up. And I think there'll be some situations and moments where it takes me a little bit longer. And then you get that aha moment and you just think, yeah, maybe I should have let that go a little while ago, but my ego or my pride got in the way, or, I didn't want to let so and so down, or whatever the external factors are that drive you beyond the normal kind of, not even normal, because I don't think there's any entrepreneurs normal in what we do. But I think it's the message I want to share with you today is one of just check yourself sometimes. Just reflect, just check in and go, is what I'm doing making me happy? Is it leading me to the right place? Or do I maybe need to change the vehicle or the pathway here? Because it shouldn't be this hard. All right? And it's okay to check yourself like that.